The hottest T4s on my entire roster. I'm discussing them with my brother OMG, aka Mobile Gamer, aka Trevor, in this video. So if you're ready for all of that, let's go smash it.
Alley flying.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? Valley Flying here. I am back with my brother OMG, Mobile Gamer Trevor. What is up, brother?
I'm a maniac. I'm a Valley maniac.
Ooh, yeah, I'm a maniac too. I'm
just a maniac.
Oh,
I don't need. You know what's funny is I was wearing your shirt out in public the other day, and someone goes, "Oh, is that guy a wrestler?" And I was like, "Yeah, he's a wrestling fan."
I will send you some more when there's another sale going on that thing, brother. This weekend, actually, there's a sale on TeePublic this weekend, so make sure you guys check that out. Check out some of the other links in the description. But we are here to discuss the hottest T4s on my roster, all of the latest T4s that I have done. I'm gonna get your take on it, and I want you to be super honest. I know you're
Okay.
sometimes reserved when you're on these videos with me, but tell me if you like what I've done, if you've not liked what I've done with these T4s. The latest one since the last T4 video that I've done, Invisible Woman.
Wow, you did 3 out of 4. Wow.
I did 3 out of 4. Now, this one right here is very beneficial to the Fantastic Four team, and this is one of the first that I did because I got lucky with red stars in the Fantastic Four. So I started building them up a little, put this T4 on to help that Fantastic Four, especially in war. Very, very good. The next two, though, so that's the reasoning behind this. Any thoughts on Hard Light?
Well, it's really simple, actually. All 3 of those T4s that you did are efficient and they're effective T4s, and it comes down to me is, are you going to be using Invisible Woman, and in what game modes? And I'm going to be using Invisible Woman in part inside of the U7 raid. I've also seen people using Invisible Woman inside the arena. Now, for me, that means the middle 2, the special and the ultimate, are no-brainers. And right now, me personally, even though I can fully acknowledge that the passive is an efficient, good use of a T4 for a war, especially with the synergy with the rest of the Fantastic Four and Namor. However, I don't really have the star levels on the other characters to support a full, like, going all out, you know, like putting T4s on all of the Fantastic Four, because I got some of them that have 2 stars, some of them are 3-star characters, and and I just, like, if I had a full 5-star team with most of them at 4 stars, I probably could commit to going, because how many T4s do you really need on a full Fantastic Four team? Because it's amazing when you do it, but you probably need at least like 6, right?
Well, if you went bare minimum, I would say Invisible Woman passive and Johnny Storm passive. I think those are the 2 bare minimum ones.
I think you 100% need the special on Invisible Woman, because that's not a really that great of ability unless you get it to work all 3. To basically clear all but one, basically forcing the tank to taunt is kind of a big deal.
I think this is a huge ability in the raids, but they were. I didn't have this for a while. They were still pretty effective in war, still pretty effective in blitz. But I think this is a huge one for raids. If you're using her in any other game mode or outside of the Fantastic Four team, same with this one right here. That offense down, the barrier, extra barrier, 10% extra barrier. I think you need at least these 2 if you're running outside Fantastic Four.
So for me to look at this team and going hard on all these T4s, like you're talking about Invisible Woman, Johnny Storm, probably won't happen until they are farmable. So, like, I'm thinking about, like, you know how there's a cycle of characters when they come out, and right now Wakandans are coming online, and if I liked Wakandans, I would be putting in T4s on Wakandans today, because they're in the cycle of characters where the star levels are starting to come up, they're starting to become effective, it's a known team. Is this T4 going to be useful, or am I going to regret it yet later? Because there are T4s that I regret. I put on characters that I just don't like. And so, for me, Fantastic Four is a little bit too early because I can't farm the rest of the team. But everybody's raving about how awesome they are. They are a force to be reckoned with inside of war, up there with X-Men and Brotherhood. They are amazing.
Well, speaking of the team that you weren't sure if you liked, that Wakandan team, I just punched up in war with Fantastic Four over 100K beating a Wakandan's team. So And pretty much all the T4s are Invisible Woman and then one on Johnny, which I'm about to show you. So that's all they got.
I want to
they're
empathize
super
with all the
effective.
people that went heavy and hard on Wakandans. I just want to put that out there right there. I have not met that many Wakandan players that are thrilled. Most of them regret the investments of T4s and resources. It has not been effective really anywhere, in my opinion.
Except for burning those T4 mats. They're
I don't know.
They're
I mean,
very
they might
effective
be,
in doing that.
Yeah, there's just. I mean, they were never really the best at the raids. There was always another team that was a little bit better or as good with less investments, or another team that is useful elsewhere. You know what I mean? They had multiple purposes where Wakandan's not so much.
Well, they weren't good, and then the thing with Wakandans was always, when Ultima 7 comes around, when level 75 comes around,
right?
That's when they'll be good. But it's coming around. They don't really do anything
even though
Ultima 7.
the Wakandans, I think, are good, you put all the resources into them, but that is like a 2,000 IQ team to play correctly, and the AI does not play it well. So I don't think it plays that well on defense and war because it's a complicated kit. And playing it correctly, I mean, knowing when to use a basic attack instead of an ultimate, knowing how to not knock out a character so you can get the turn meter boost from Black Panther when he comes around. I mean, there's like some 2,000 IQ stuff going on to make that Wakandan work correctly.
Yeah, you play it very different than other teams because of you said,
it's not an auto play team at all.
Yeah, you're not just killing the lowest health enemy like with most teams. You gotta separate it out to make use of Black Panther and M'Baku and some of these other characters and their skills. So it's a weird team, but Fantastic Four, I think they are well worth the hype that they've been given. And
yes, the hype is real on Fantastic Four, but it's just offense on war. Anyways,
and Blitz and the single character Invisible Woman, very, very good. This is another one that I did. Too many sorcerers for my boy Mordo. This is awesome for that Supernatural team. And if you're running him in a Supernatural team, I think this is one of the best things you could do for the Supernatural team. 1-2 ability energy on death of a Mystic and on death of any character. Heal the most injured Supernatural ally for 10%. Without it, not as much healing, so this helps them stay alive. I think this is an awesome one for Supernatural, but outside of Supernatural, I don't know. So what are your thoughts on this T4 right here? Too many sorcerers.
That is not a T4 I'm looking into at all. Like and again, I think it comes down to the same thing of my Wakandan analogy and the Fantastic Four. The reason why I'm not looking to putting any T4s currently into any of the Supernaturals is because I don't have the ability of getting a high star Ghost Rider and Elsa. It's just that simple. Yeah. If I had a 4 red star Elsa with 7 yellow stars on both Ghost Rider and Elsa, that would match the power levels of the rest of my Supernatural team, and I would be all in. But I'm gonna wait until these characters are farmable, and then if it's a known effective team still at that time, then I'll start looking into T4s. T4s right now is strictly going into my arena team and teams that are helping me in U7 and like a character like Coulson. I don't think there's anything wrong with this. It's just I'm not going to be using Mordo. Regularly, other than in Blitz sometimes.
So a lot of people ask me which are the best T4s, and I'm going to say the same thing I said on your video. It comes down to usage. I'm not going to use
Mordo that much. I'm not going to use Mordo that much. I'm not going to use Mordo to the level that I'm going to be using, like the other characters that, there's characters that are useful in all game modes. So there's just, my split's so thin on resources. This is just not a high priority at all.
Yeah, I get it. But I'm gonna be using this team. I like using this team. And
it's a fun team.
This makes
Elsa is amazing.
More effective.
Elsa is so much fun. Ghost Rider is so much fun, right?
Yeah. And even at their low star levels and the improperly balance of that Supernatural team, this team is so effective right now. I can't imagine when Ghost Rider's built up properly, when Elsa's built up properly, how effective this team is. And I just love this team right now.
I think part of the effectiveness of this team on offense anyways is that the AI is not going to know to kill Doctor Strange first.
Yeah.
And if the AI chooses to kill someone other than Doctor Strange first, well, a couple things happen. First, Ghost Rider counterattacks them and he gets the charge, and then he goes back to full health, and then Doctor Strange revives them. So it's a combo team where if I was going up against a team, I was going up against a supernatural team. First of all, I'm not going to sleep on them. They're a good team, right?
Yeah.
It's a very effective team. But I know that I have to take out Doctor Strange first. There's a kill order, and the AI is not going to do that.
Yeah. So, I agree with you. I think they're definitely more of an offensive team. You need to play with them in your hands. But with that said, on the flip side, I see this team on War. I'm kind of scared to go up against them.
I'm scared against this team, sure.
I don't want to go up against Supernatural. I see what they could do.
I'm going to have to use team synergy and punch across. Like I may punch up with Supernatural against this team, and that because typically these teams I'm seeing in War that are Supernatural, they're in the mid 200,000s, maybe like 200 to 250,000.
Yeah.
Like I feel comfortable punching up with like a 100, 180, 200,000 Fantastic Four team, but everything else it's sideways or down. I'm not playing around with this team.
Yeah, this is scary. It's scary.
It's
team.
like AIM. I'm not playing around with AIM. I'm not playing around with Supernatural. The synergy is strong with them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and there are definitely counters. AIM is a counter. There's a bunch of other counters to this team, but if your counter is not high enough, it's still going to be a tough matchup. So I like this team. It does come down to usage, though, if this is a valuable T4 for you. This one I haven't done yet, but this is kind of my next one. I want to do this Master of Arcane Arts to kind of finish off that Supernatural team.
It's a beautiful, efficient T4. Like if you're using Doctor Strange in a Supernatural team all the time, and to me it has to do with the weakness of my Ghost Rider and Elsa, and so I don't see the value currently today for myself.
Yeah, I agree with that. They need more damage. Next one was a Human Torch. We talked about this a little bit, but this gives extra damage to the whole Fantastic Four team. Not really a lot of value outside of that Fantastic Four team, but if you're using that Fantastic Four team, I think this is a no-brainer to give everybody a little extra damage, including Namor. So thoughts on, I guess it's pretty much the same for Invisible Woman, just based on usage. If you're using the Fantastic Four, it'd be a good one. But if you're not using them, you could invest your T4s in better.
Yeah, I mean you have
places.
You have a 5-star with a 5 red star. That's huge.
I got lucky. I got lucky with the red stars on him.
I have a 4 red star with 3 gold. So I'm still missing some shards to go to 4 stars. So that's not a character that I want to even take higher than tier 9 at this point.
Well, he is in the premium orbs, and according to some people, that does make him farmable. So he's kind of a farmable.
Oh, come on! Then then what star level do you have your Minerva at? I mean, come on.
I agree with that.
How long did it take you to get Black Widow?
That think that if they're in the premium orbs,
Black
they're
Widow.
farmable.
That's not farmable. If you want to wait, is anybody buying premium orbs? Like when I see that they value a premium orb, they say, you know what? I don't even think a premium orb is worth $1. Not even $1. It all goes to Ultimates.
For a newer player, it might be. For us playing, over a year and a half, not at all.
Oh yeah, well if you're a new player, I mean, and if you don't have Minerva and you don't have Ultron, I mean, premium orbs might be a good value to somebody that wants to spend money, but I don't know. Yeah. It's not anymore for me.
The longer you play this game, the less value those premium orbs become. So it's. Yeah.
What is this passive? I don't know this passive.
This is a passive. Gives a little. This is more for War than anything. So I wanted my rescue to be a little more beefy in War on that offense to try to punch up with that whole power armor team. So this is very specific and it helps them in War. So it gives a little extra barrier to everybody else and more health to that. So it helps to keep them alive. I was finding that my rescue, because she had so low gold stars.
What is your power? What's your power level on your power armor? Is it an auto win? You win every team. Like it doesn't matter. It's like, oh, there's a 400,000 power.
No, it's only 229. So there's only a certain amount that I could punch up. I probably wouldn't go above 300. In War, but anything there depending on the matchup.
Because like when you come up in War and you see like a BKT at 380,000, I'm like, I don't know what to do with that. I mean, maybe I could take my brother. Maybe I could take in my Brotherhood if it, like punch up 80,000 or something. But boy, it's like I'm not punching up 150,000 with power armor.
No, with the way they
I see the
are
value in
now-
that.
With the way they
No,
are
and-
now, 300 is probably about the limit that I would go
Okay,
for.
so earlier in this video, I was talking about why I didn't want to upgrade, like Fantastic Four, or I didn't want to upgrade Supernaturals. I am willing to dump T4s into power armor at this time.
Yeah, if you're going to go power armor and willing to steal, I think Rescue's passive is a good one.
Yeah.
Along with
So,
the War
like-
Machine passive that I did way back in the day.
Yeah, like I'm looking at Falcon, I'm looking at Rescue, I'm looking at Power Armor, I'm looking at War Machine. All of those characters I'm looking to level up, gear up, T4 up, all of it, because they're in a place where, if I take my total power or my Power Armor up like 30, 40,000, like the entire team, it matters. It matters in war. It absolutely matters.
Yeah, especially with those BKT teams that you're not able
Yeah.
to use X-Men on anymore, so you need that
Yeah.
power armor a little more beefy just to take out BKT.
Because we pretty much lost an offensive team. S.H.I.E.L.D. was an offensive team.
Yeah.
And now I have to fill that gap with Fantastic Four or Power Armor. I have to bring them up to take the space against, like a random defender team. Like before, you come up with some monster defender team, you take in S.H.I.E.L.D. Well, now what do? It's like I need Power Armor and Fantastic Four to fill the gap and pick up the slack that I was using my S.H.I.E.L.D. for.
Yeah. That's kind of how it evolved, and we might be losing even more teams in the future when Marauders and Asgardians come online with their full teams, because they have some war defense synergy in as well. So we're gonna need more offensive teams to counter the defense teams that are coming into the game. And the last one that I did was this one on Ghost Rider. Again, very under-leveled, and if you're not using Supernatural, this is not a good investment. But if you are, I think, along with Mortal's passive, this is a necessity.
Okay.
Extra damage.
So I want to see a video of your next war. I want to see you punch up with this team. I want to see a video of it. I really do. I want to see this team because I'm very curious. I want to see this Supernatural team run over something. I'm very curious.
Well, I don't have a video of it, but someone beat
Blitz. I want to see you like punching up like 150K in Blitz or something with this team. I mean, I just want to be blown away.
I'll show you some tier 8 play tonight.
Okay.
We got a big blitz coming tonight. But the big thing, not just the damage to Ghost Rider, but 20% extra max health for him and the rest of the Supernatural allies. I found when I first had him, he was dying very early because he didn't have the health because his stars were so low. So I found this one really helped that Supernatural team, helping him stay alive. But it also helped Doctor Strange stay alive, Mortal stay alive, Scarlet Witch stay alive, and now Elsa that she's on the team. So I think this is a very valuable T4.
The problem I have with this entire Supernatural faction currently is that, if all of these characters came out at the same time, I would build it in a way that my Ghost Rider and my Elsa had the highest power. Does that make sense to you?
That's how it should be. I agree. That's exactly the damage dealer should be the strongest. But.
Yeah, just like your defenders, you want your Punisher and probably your Iron Fist to be the highest, or your Daredevil. But you don't really need Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, because that's about their kit and not their abilities, right?
Yeah.
And doing damage or anything like that.
Yeah.
And so, to me, this Supernatural team is all backwards for me right now, because I've got a very high-powered Mordo, very high-powered Doctor Strange, and if I could switch places with Ghost Rider and Elsa, I'd just be a lot more comfortable.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I think everybody realized that that's the big limitation for Supernatural right now. I want to do it anyway because, again, it comes down to fun, and usage. I'm using these guys a lot. I'm having fun with a lot, so I have fun with the Supernatural.
I love the Supernatural, man. I every opportunity I get to play them. You know how you go into Blitz and there's some teams you just put on autoplay. It's like, autoplay. You know what teams I never put on autoplay? I never put Hero Brawlers on autoplay, and I never put Supernatural on autoplay. I love playing them.
They're fun. Yeah, I agree. There's some fun teams.
They're like the complete opposite of Kree. Kree, I do not like to play them. It's just it's just no fun. S.H.I.E.L.D. is the same way too. Yeah.
But that's all my T4s that I've done since the last time we went over all the T4s on my account. What are your things overall? Let's get 1 to 10. Good investment based on what I'm doing or not?
The one that was the most interesting to me and that I might look into for myself was your Rescue.
The Rescue, yeah. I think this is an important one for Power Armor. on war offense, because this T4 is specific for war offense. So
right, and I'm fully aware that I like war more than most of the other game modes. I find it very intriguing, and the one thing, and like if they come out with a single player version of war, it'll be my favorite game mode without a doubt. Arena is weird for me because it's just like a win every time, and I drop down, and I really don't understand how far I can drop. Everybody wins. You know, it's not a big deal. Blitz is boring to me, and war, I like the concept of war, except for that it's highly dependent on how your teammates are doing, and it's highly dependent on the other team. And if it was a 1 versus 1 mode, it'd just fit into my play style, my personality almost perfectly.
Very power armor, very, very valuable if they ever did that.
Power armor is
single
very
player
valuable
mode
right now.
So that's about it. Let everybody know where they can find you, brother.
All right, I'm on YouTube. God, you always try to get me to say something like it's a big commercial or something like that. But yeah,
I don't know. Do whatever shameless promotion you want. Anything you want to promote or anything.
I don't care. I'm on the internet.
Okay, that's where to look for him, guys. I'm on
care.
the internet too.
I do this because I'm having fun, man.
Go check me out. If you like this video, I hope you did. Subscribe to the channel and give it a like and share this with your friends. And join the notification squad. At least 4 videos a week on this channel. And if you haven't checked out my other channel, Valley Flying 76, there's a link to that as well. I'm uploading at least 2 videos a week on that channel. And Dragon Champions, if you guys want to play
Panda
that game,
Champions.
There's a link. The pandas, yes, there's a link for that down below. I get compensated for that if you use that link, so check that out. I will see you guys next time. Make sure you guys check me out on social media. Hulk fist bump, baby! Valley Flying out! Oh my god, I don't know how to edit
Just
that.
keep going. Keep going. It's funny.